Alrighty, welcome to the next installment of the 30-day Trader Induction. This one is going to be the first of the technical analysis section of the course. So jumping straight into it and keeping things nice, short and sharp, Japanese candlesticks are the way in which we interpret price. And within each individual candlestick, there are 4 embedded price points that we can use to understand where price has been, where it is now, and where it's currently heading towards. So each individual candlestick here, marked on the monthly time frame you can see up the top, represents 1 month of trading data. So everything beyond 1 candle back to the left hand side of the chart is the month that has previously been. And then this latest candle is this month's trading candle here. So this one here, the one that I'm going to quickly mark out with an arrow, that one here is the one that's currently active in the month, and it will be moving up and down and take on a form of life as that trading month progresses. If we go one further back, this one's closed and solidified. It doesn't change once the month is ended, or once that candlestick has closed relative to the time frame that it's on, it will be left as that, as a historical record of those price points. And this reflects to all time frames, even down to the 1 second chart. They're all the same thing. This is the current 2 seconds of 2 minutes of trading. That was the last before that, 2 minutes before that, 2 minutes before that, etc., etc. So each individual candlestick represents the trading range within that given period of time. Now, if we're going to quickly decode and dissect the candlestick, what we're going to look at here is the 4 values. So firstly, we have on a bullish candle, we have the high, we have the close, we have the open, and we have the low here. So this is a bullish candle. And the reason that it's bullish is because the open price is higher than the close. Oh, it's higher than the close. And a bearish would be the inverse, where the close is lower than the open. So bullish candles are usually green, mine are white. Bearish candles normally red, mine are black. So here, if we quickly mark on with the text tool, we have the high, we have the close, we have the open price, and then we have the low. So the high and the low are the extremes, and the open and the close are the open of the month and the closing of the month, and where price is. So now what you'll notice is that the close of the previous month here, so this candle, the close of this previous month was very close to the open of this month. Now, that's the way that things work. In an ideal world, the open of the previous candle is equal to the open. The close of the previous candle is equal to the open of the current candle. And now this gap here in between is called a gap. And that gap represents the difference between the price as the candle closed and opened. That gap is where there's pre-market trading before the new time frame, different brokerages offering different price points, etc., etc. This is just, we're dealing in an unperfect environment, but as a general rule of thumb, the close of the previous candle is equal to the open of the current candle. So if now we quickly go and find a bearish example, let me find a bearish month. Here we go. This one's a good one. So the DAX. So this is a monthly time frame again, and the same rules apply. We have the price of the last month here, that white candle closed, and then the new candle this month opened at the same price as the close of the last month. We opened here. Price then reached up to the high, printed a high, came down for the low of the month, and then pulled back up and closed here. So if I just quickly, can I do it like this? No. So we're going to do the high. We're going to do the open. We're going to do the close. And then we're going to do the low. So that's the Japanese candlesticks. Now, I'm not going to go into the candlestick formations, but the sequence in which these events occur, the open, the high, the low, and the close, and the formations and signatures that they leave at the closing of the candles is what gives the traders an edge into understanding what's happening with price. Now, here is a fantastic example where we can see that the high of May of 2025, the top of this white candle here, set the tone that the next few months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months would struggle to breach. It set the high, the highest point that the market traded at. Then the next month tried and failed. The next month after that tried and failed. The next month after that tried and failed. And what I mean by trialing and failing is that you've got the highs of each of these candles here preceding or succeeding after this one candle that set the high, failing to find any form of acceptance and closure above that high. So basically, since May up until towards the end of 2025, the market was stuck below the high of May. And that's where we can see levels of resistance and support being printed in the market through these higher time frame candlesticks, which we'll get to. But in the short and sweet of it, the high of May is what kept the price as a barrier beneath for the next 6 months. And the way we can see that is we have the wick. So we have the highs going up through the high, but then the close of the candle being back below. So that tells us that the buyers have tried to push the market above that level, have failed, and then closed back below. We did that for 6 months before ultimately getting the December close above May's high, and then the follow through all the way up into the high of January. So each individual candlestick tells an individual story, but then grouped together, we can build a context for what's happening, and we can see that there's been a battle between the bulls and the bears, that the bears have printed a wall at 24,400. The bulls have tried to push it up multiple times, but the bears have ripped price back down and printing a firm closure beneath that region until ultimately in December, 6 months later, the bulls pushed through, sustained a closure, and then followed through to the upside. And they've been ripped straight back down off the highs by the bears. There's a little bit of a battle going on here on the DAX. Now, this occurs across every single asset we're looking at in the markets, as well as every single time frame. These same principles apply. So with that being said, I'm going to box this one off. In the next couple of videos, we'll start to look into some candlestick formations and then move on to some other more advanced technical analysis strategies like support and resistance and market structure and Elliott wave theory and the Fibonacci cycle, etc. But for now, I'll leave this one here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.